Hello and welcome to another video. This time we'll be looking at plotting graphics. In particular, we'll be looking at the VDU25 command. We'll be plotting pixels, lines, triangles, rectangles and circles, but there are others. I'll include a link to the documentation in the video description. So the tools we need are the usual Nano and the Easy80 assembler. Some of the commands may not work on the older MOS or VDP systems, so make sure you're updated to a fairly recent one. So let's look at the code. We've got the usual start that we've had in previous lessons, and we're going to set the mode to 8. Our program is quite short. We're going to send a chunk of data to the VDU. We're then going to get an index to the system variables, and we're simply going to wait here until the escape key is pressed. This is so that we can see the results of our handiwork. If I scroll down, you can see the VDU data that we're going to send. The first one is a new one, 230192. This sets the screen to non-scaled graphics. So what do we mean for non-scaled graphics? Well, normally graphics are scaled on the screen, but this mode lets us use specific coordinate systems from 0, 0 in the top left all the way over to whatever the maximum size is for our screen resolution. In this example here, you can see in mode 8 we have 320 by 240 pixels. So the first line here that we're going to be sending is to set the color of our graphics. The colors I've defined much further down in the file, as we've done previously. We're then going to execute 2569. This is the plot command for plotting a single point. We then give it a coordinate. Make a note here though that this is a word, that is 2 bytes, not a single byte. So each of these two numbers here can be much greater than 255. For a line, we've chosen a different color. Again, we set the starting point. So the second command down here defines that we're going to draw a line, and 13 is a line. So it goes from the first point to this second point. As for a rectangle, we're going to set a color here. We set the first point, which is going to be the top left-hand corner, and then we set a second point, which will be the bottom right-hand corner. And it knows from the command 101 that it's going to draw a filled rectangle. For a circle, you set the first point, which is the center, and the second number is a given point on the perimeter. The most complex one here is actually a triangle, because we need to set 3 specific points. We first set the first point here, we then plot a second point here, and then tell the system that the third point is going to join it up as a triangle. So let's take a look at our Agon and assemble the program. It assembles, so now we load it. And run. So you can see we've achieved what we wanted. We've drawn a red single pixel point. We've drawn a magenta line. We've drawn a yellow outline circle, a green rectangle, and a blue triangle. At any time you finish now, just press escape and get back to MOS.